The reason I wanted her to reread the title is because the chair of the I'm tired. The chair of the Criminal Justice Committee is extremely important for us. That's how we get these bills pushed through. That is how we make changes. And I want to say on the record, thank you, Chair, because you, the Comptroller, and the Public Advocate's Office, Solomon, where you at? We want to thank the Public Advocate's Office as well because y'all did something remarkable. When you pissed the OC off, you showed up unannounced, and you held them accountable. And what we found, 7 people actually was in places that they don't call solitary, but is indeed solitary confinement. So it pays for our council members to show up unannounced. How important is that?
That's right.
And there's more than enough of them for a council member to take a trip to Rikers and the boat every week.
Go in the fields.
Every week.
Go in the fields.
Snow, hail, sun, it does not matter. They have access 24/7. Now, I know we've held y'all out here for a little bit of time, and we're going to wrap it up really quick, but I want to introduce you to someone. I want you to listen to this man. This man has showed up countless times, regardless of what organization he's a part of, because I want to highlight that part because it speaks of his character, right? Because a lot of times people do this for the chat. So that's a whole nother press conference, okay? But this man is consistent in his message, and his mission, and his action. And he's part of an organization now that is also consistent and shows up. Hold on, I want to say this right. Andre Ward from the Fortune Society, the Associate Vice President of the David Rothenberg Center for Public Policy. Please come on up and kick it.
What do we want?
Decarceration!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Decarceration!
When do we want it?
Now!
What do we want?
Decarceration!
You know, I want to thank everybody for coming out here. I'm going to say it again. I don't know what else to say. That's what I said the last time. Because the same thing is happening again.
Shame.
Now, when we think about the 13th death of somebody on Rikers Island, it would cause people to believe there's been a normalcy of neglect on Rikers Island. A normalcy of neglect. What does that mean? That neglect has been normalized on Rikers Island. 13 deaths. Normalizing neglect. Which brings us here today. Now we know that solitary confinement is inhumane. Can we all agree with that?
Yes.
And we know that putting a human being in a cage that has a mental health diagnosis and is in solitary confinement only exacerbates the mental state of that human being. Is that correct?
Yes.
It insults logic and reason not to believe that if you don't address someone's mental health conditions, they'll commit suicide. They'll harm themselves. Normalization of neglect. It has to change.
Yes, no.
There are over 5,000 people on Rikers Island right now. And bail reform has begun to scapegoat of why there's an uptick in crime and why more people on Rikers Island.
You better talk about
And I'm going to say that again. Bail reform has become the scapegoat of why there's so-called uptick in crime and why more human beings are on Rikers Island. And it's not true. It's a misrepresentation of the facts.
That's right.
It's false. It's wrong. And it's a lie.
Right.
So when we think about decarceration, we know that it has to start now.
No.
Not yesterday, but now.
No.
The act of these officers witnessing another human being bleed out stinks in the nostrils of civilized people.
Okay?
That's right.
And all of us here represent civilized people. Is that right?
Yes.
And no civilized human being can stand and witness another human being bleed out unless they themselves lack civilization themselves.
That's right.
I said it before. Change is a constant. but progress is optional.
Uh-oh.
And today we are here to witness that no real progress has been made.
Uh-oh.
What do we want?
Decarceration.
When do we want it?
Now.
What do we want?
Decarceration.
When do we want it?
Now.
We must change and make progress now.
Now.
Nation.